well, spotting a bit. Raining, so I don't want to get my camera wet. But yeah, I mean, depending on how many habitual cycles we've got running at one time, that causes this kind of fog of confusion and listlessness, because you're not kind of opening up to transformational thinking or magical thinking. So, you know, you hear a lot of people talking about manifestation, and they're basically saying, do the quantum leap thing, you know, change timelines, just change the way you think, change the way you're identifying yourselves. And I think that's key to at one level, but only when, like, you have kind of detached yourself from these worldly hooks, that the whole jumping a timeline or manifesting your dream reality isn't going to work, because you're kind of being anchored down or shackled by these cycles that have a limiting energy to them. And we want to tap into all of our energy, full spectrum. So yeah, I suggest baby steps to detaching from each one of these things that you feel might have a hold of you, if you do. And that doesn't just go for things that you consume, it goes for actions you may be taking. You know, you could be overdoing yoga or meditation as an escape kind of thing. Although you're never really escaping reality, are you? People use that again, you know. You drink just because you want to escape reality. It's not, you're still in reality, you're just kind of buffering it a bit better than you probably thought that you would be able to. But that's just kind of in denial of your own power. But you've never really, you know, we've never really had glimpses of our true power and how much we can achieve by just letting ourselves find our level like water does, by not impeding it with all of these different stimulants. And everything's a stimulant, even when they come out with, because refined sugar we know is a stimulant, and they come out with an alternative called aspartame, don't they? And that's just another excitotoxin stimulant. So it's like you just need that hit. It's like it's probably giving you the same excito hit that refined sugar does, but it's still not a good thing to be putting your body through. It's kind of, I guess, polluting your cells and causing free radicals for your body to have to shift or detox. And that goes for certain foods as well. Like if you're addicted to wheat, I've been eating a lot of wheat. See what I mean? All these levels that we have to kind of detach from. And there's a certain component in wheat, especially with the way it's been genetically modified since the 70s. The gluten molecule is a lot bigger, apparently. That's why there are a lot of people with gluten intolerances. And I think within the gluten, or within the actual wheat molecule, there's a component called gliadin, and that's an opiate, that's an opioid that reacts with the opiate receptors. So you're getting high every time you have a cheese sandwich, and you're wondering why you're blissing out, exciting your body, and then feeling suicidal afterwards. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that word. Depressed, feeling depressed afterwards. So yeah, do it one step by one step. You unhook one habit, you detox from it, then you unhook another habit, and you'll find that some of these habits, especially with like alcohol, because it's very much feeding parasites because of its sweetness, and bugs are always attracted to like rum and things like that. If you leave your glass out, you'll see a lot of flies and things like trying to get to it. So you know it's feeding parasites. And once you kind of starve those parasites of certain foods that you might be feeding and craving because you have the parasites and they're just sending signals to your brain making you think that you need these certain things, but really it's just the parasite wanting it. So you're just feeding that. Once you detach these things that feed them, you'll notice that you're not craving certain foods anymore. You're not like eating and then not really feeling full. Sometimes, you know, an hour later you want to eat another meal because, yeah, you might have parasites and you might want to go on a detox of that. And I'm thinking wormwood and black walnut and things like that are good for parasite cleanse. But there are too many things that feed those things, keep the cycles are turning. So I think that this one's my next one, coffee. And feel what kind of underlying energy reserves has it been kind of covering up. And once I unplug it, I see what kind of creativity can be released and what kind of new thinking might come about from it. And that goes with all of these things. You'll find that you are blocking an aspect to yourself because I think essentially we shouldn't be craving anything outside of ourselves. We should just be in a state of joy because that's the natural state of the current of life anyway. That's how it continues to grow and move forward and evolve and in all its many various manifestations. It has that that doubtless love, I guess you could call it, like the way the sun shines.